Hi, I'm Jessica Siriano. Welcome to North Bondi, our surf club, and celebrating 40 years of women's surf lifesaving.
It's great to get into a sport and get smashed just like the boys do, and they think that it makes them massive, and then we get up there and do the same thing in the same boat, in the same races, in the same conditions, and it's just good.
I love this club. I love what this movement is about, and what we can achieve on the beach and what this movement allows us to accomplish.
But they're also there to support each other when they're down on the beach, and you see it when major incidents happen as well, that people are willing to step up, they're willing to help.
I came down the beach for a walk and I saw two people in the IRB doing a rescue, and then they did another rescue, and then one of them was involved in another rescue on the board, and I realised these were two people that I'd taught, and I was just so proud.
You just get sort of swept along with it. There's so many people doing incredible things, and it's just been, it's really got me trying lots of different sports and getting into comps and things, and I've loved it.
Right from day one, it was just inclusive, and the board as well. You know, I was invited to help out, so it's not like you had to fight your way in anywhere at all.
It was so much fun. It was a really great way to motivate myself to train, I suppose, and to learn some new skills.
The people are great. I've just felt accepted the whole time, and you can try everything. Doesn't matter how good or bad you are, just give it a go.
It wasn't just about saving lives on the beach, it was about personal growth, mental health. There were so many reasons why this club was so beneficial to my life.
It was a pretty amazing decision, and North Bondi was one of the leading clubs. There was a bit of opposition to it, but North Bondi led the way in encouraging female members.
Given we were the first females, the culture was very masculine, very sports oriented and beer drinking. To use the old favourite Australian term, it was a bloke's culture.
And a meeting was eventually held in 1976 at the North Stain Club, and the vote was conducted this way. There was a debate.
Well, it definitely was male dominated. I think the women had a massive input, but at that stage probably not as well recognised as it would be. It was pretty much how it was in those times.
Got a lot of opposition from some of the more senior members at the time, where they thought we'd have to provide new toilets, new facilities, change rooms, and all of that's true. But it was just a detail.
So it really wasn't until 81 that they started to come. As we say, the rest is history.
Charlie Matthews, who was the chief instructor at the time, was very good with us and very good teacher, to the point that we were able to achieve our bronze on our first attempt.
As I got into the roles of various roles that I was in, I noticed that there was a change, and it was definitely coming. You could see that the club itself was welcoming women, it was encouraging women, and I think valuing them.
But I wanted to make a special mention of Warwick Morrison. It's also really important to remember that those men who helped change that culture around. I was really lucky to have, at the time, Susie Young was the chief instructor, and so I was really lucky to have someone like that go before me, particularly being a female, and some of the difficulties that female members first encountered in those early years. So when I joined, I had somebody already do the hard yards for me.
In terms of unwelcoming, well, in those days we had to do a belt swim. So on our first training belt swim, the men that came out and lined the veranda of the surf club, I think most of them were hoping we were going to fail. When we actually achieved our first belt swim successfully, they all turned around and went back into the club, I presume to have a beer.
I think we were extremely lucky in so much as the 3 first people that we got as female members, Jenny Anderson, Gay Rosen and Georgina Anderson, were just amazing examples. And they sort of really set the standard for female members. They set the standard for male members.
They were very keen patrollers. They took their attendance on patrols very seriously, whereas a lot of guys in the club, they spent half their energy trying to work out how not to do it. And but with women came in, a lot more discipline came into the patrols.
It's times like these you learn to love again.
When we had 20 hypothermic patients down on the beach after a swim, and to see the team that I had working with me who were not expecting to have such a large influx of patients, and for them to all step up and do what they did, I think that for me really resonated, as it showed us what surf lifesaving is all about, and it's people of all abilities coming together.
There was an old stone bridge and the river's flooding. The currents were very strong in England and you got sucked underneath. Yeah, the police helicopter asked if I could drive the boat, and I couldn't. The son drowned actually.
That somebody had collapsed on the promenade. Having got there, we found that he was unresponsive, and so Kevin and I immediately started CPR and continued till the paramedics arrived. Unfortunately, we were not successful. So needless to say, first patrol and first CPR made it a very memorable occasion.
We bring so much to the organisation in terms of team management, leadership, caring. I think women are sort of innate carers, and so having them on the beach actually they've got empathy, they care about what people are feeling on the beach, so they're really good leaders.
I can remember distinctly a couple of children who were on the cusp of heading in the wrong direction, and the surf club was the reason that they were saved, definitely.
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
I was always second. And Poppy would beat me in the swim, Georgia would beat me in the board, always second. I was like, gosh, I really, really want to win something.
She had goals early on and she had to drive, and it's easy to coach those sort of people.
We have such dedicated coaches, and when we go to carnivals, the club spirit, we're all cheering each other on in races, and our coaches go above and beyond for us, and it's just really great.
Lights will guide you home.
The girls, look, they do everything that I ask of them in training, and they do extras. They're down in the gym doing extras. They have a good stretch session before we race.
It's great. It's really good. Like, your whole body feels like it's been run over after the comp, but then for some reason you just keep doing it.
We just kill ourselves every time we get in the boat.
When they started out in surf boat rowing, there was only open women. Now women are in every division, so under 19s, under 23s, reserve grade and open. And the women, they go out in the same conditions as the men. They row the same boat. It's the same weight. Their oars are a little bit shorter. We gear them a little bit differently.
We were coming out through the break in a race and we were last. He's like, oh girls, you're dead last.
We're coming dead last.
When you're too love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know.
With the women, I find they listen a lot better than what boys do at that young age. And they tend to sort of, whether it's the maturity as they're getting older, they seem to find that will and that drive to want to succeed earlier.
Teens or under 15s, and I came back to train with Scott Thompson. He was definitely just a huge impact on my life. I see your drive. It was this inner drive that he didn't see any maybe natural talent, but I think it was my drive and my need to just prove to people that I could do this. And I think the very first race where I got a big taste of it, or at least I knew this is what I wanted.
Oh, that was so exciting.
It was a swim, and it was one of the first races. And I remember so clearly getting out of that water and sprinting up and realizing I had won.
Oh, everything went up in the air. Everyone, the whole club just jumped up in the air and screaming.
I remember like running into his arms, giving him this giant hug.
It was just crazy. It was awesome.
And being just like, we did it.
I think they've definitely improved the culture of the club and the organisation in general. They just added a great influence to the joint. The women like Sue Hamilton, Tricia Goulding, Tricia Gill, all those ones who are the parents of my mates, like the club wouldn't have functioned on a social level or any other level without them. Like the support they gave us all at surf carnivals, you know, you do shake your head. How on earth did it take so long to have women in the club? It's just ridiculous.
And I feel that it's given us a lot of support. You know, the people in this club have helped us build our house and help us move, help us do all sorts of things. So it's just a really wonderful community to be part of.
We'd always laugh and say he doesn't even give us anything at training. Like, we'd be like, how are we going, Dad? How are we going? He's like, yeah, good. And then he's like, come on, everyone else. We'd be like, you're actually the coach. Like, give us something. Yeah.
Once the kids joined Nippers and we met lots of families, and then you see as they went through Nippers and started competing, and then, you know, they sort of came to the age where they were out of Nippers and suddenly this whole opens world opened up. So yeah, definitely as we were open to being more involved, certainly those opportunities presented themselves easily.
We'd have the treasurer versus the social organiser. One wanted to spend the money, the other one wanted to hold on to the money, so there was lots of heated discussions. So
we as a family have been able to contribute to the surf club, and it's wonderful that the children have come through as nippers and then members of the senior club. I've been able to officiate. Andrew's now president, and it's intergenerational, which I think is fantastic.
They're on their own, they come down and there was someone here for them.
I'll tell you what, getting my bronze was massive. I actually nearly pulled out because when we were doing our bronze, we had big surf, and a girl broke her wrist actually in our bronze group. And I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this. So it really meant, like, getting my bronze was really significant for me.
Leading a team of men was great leadership experience, and the team were respectful and supportive. So it was a really good experience.
It's helped me to get some of the jobs that I've got. So as a nurse and a paramedic, the experience that I got in surf lifesaving, in managing patients, managing emergency incidents, first aids, is something that they look really highly on, and they see surf lifesaving on your resume, and that's probably one of the few services that they really look at that and go, you know what, this person is going to be able to support us and help us and be a really good part of our team.
There's still moments I go to I think to myself, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Never in my wildest dreams when I joined this club did I think I would head up a section that has 500 patrolling members, an IRB section, etc. I never thought I would be able to do that.
Like socialising with people that you wouldn't normally socialise with, and different age groups that you wouldn't normally socialise with, so it makes you more comfortable to sort of mingle with other people. And then also with all our training, it just gives us that commitment and I suppose like time management skills and how to manage our life going forward. So yeah.
It's a sport I'm absolutely in love with, and I find it's with this sport and with this club, you don't have to be the greatest competitor and winning all the medals. Like, they genuinely just are there, everyone's there to have some fun and train and compete and go out and do what you love.
And my grandchildren are now starting nippers first time this year. Pretty exciting. So that's I was down watching nippers again. It was like, woof.
It's become part of my identity. It just is. It gives me confidence in the water. It gives me a story. It's my family here.
Ultimately, all of these leadership experiences early in my life gave me great skills that enabled me to thrive and be successful in the working world.
Well, being patrol captain, I think, has been great for learning my leadership skills. So it's probably the biggest team that I've ever led, actually. And
one of the advantages of being in a surf club is that you're part of a wider, not just your own club community, but a wider surf club community. So we were able to literally relocate to a whole nother area and walk into a surf club and be instantly a member of that community. Our kids were instantly able to join their surf squads.
I'm one of the club vice captains at the moment as well. So I think it's, you know, if you're around long enough, people give you a job to do, and I've had a lot of jobs.
I don't have family in Australia. This club is my family here. And like any family, there are those that you love and those that, you know, you only really want to see at Christmas. You know, you can get involved, in patrolling, you can get involved in education, you can become a competitor. You can do all of those things all together if you want to as well.
I was made a patrol captain myself, as was Jenny, and knowing now that the club had great trust in both our skills and our leadership was very rewarding.
Yeah, do it. You'll never ever regret it.
Yeah, you'll make your lifelong mates. You'll just, it'll be the best thing in the world.
Best thing you've ever done.
There is nothing that a woman can't do in surf lifesaving.
I want to thank all the trailblazers and pioneers and some of the women that joined the movement when it was a difficult ask, when there weren't many women in the club and they stood out and they were conspicuous. I don't think it's overstating to say they show a lot of courage and leadership and be ahead of the game. And North Bondi's got plenty of women in that category. Too many to mention, so I'm not going to try to. But to all those women, I salute you.
What are some of the greatest experiences you've had here that we can air and broadcast?
Okay, the PG stuff.
It's massive surf, and I was the ski paddler and I was the first leg, and I just remember sitting there and looking out and just absolutely shitting my pants at the sight of these waves, thinking, I'm going to let these girls down.
I went to a party and there was a friend of a friend there, this Irishman, who had just joined the surf club. And he really loved it. And at the party, he offered to show me his manual, which he did. And he actually showed me his manual.
A couple of children who were on the cusp of heading in the wrong direction. Not my own, I have to say.
You made me look pretty. Can you make me not look like a boy?